back and watch.
I remember he got Bill Burr so mad one time. Oh, Bill used to get so fucking mad. Beautiful thing about Bill Burr, when we be snapping, Bill was the guy to get mad. Like, it's not funny.
If you went after him,
it's not. None of it's funny. Y'all laughing. Bill would be like, "Where's the punchline in it? There's no punchline." He would get so fucking mad. The Comedy Cellar. The days that we had there, man, Bill Burr, Patrice O'Neal, Keith Robinson, Jim Norton, Colin Quinn, myself. When I say we would sit at this table, for 4 to 5 hours, and it would be nothing but beautiful trashings to one another. When I say they used to give me so much shit, that's probably why it's so hard to bother me now. The trashings that I took from the age 20 to 24 in my young comedic career about how awful I was. I had a joke way in the beginning of my career because of the times. Let me preface this. This was way in the beginning of my career. This was a joke that I had about little people, midgets at the time. And it's, it was so bad. It was I got robbed by a cross-eyed midget. And the joke was, I didn't know he was robbing me because I was with somebody else. So he was looking at my friend, but he was robbing me. It was like a play on being cross. It was very, very awful joke. I remember telling this joke, and a phone book comes flying on the stage. Patrice threw a fucking phone book at me. I'm talking, we're at the Boston Comedy Club. It's people in the crowd.
Tiny little place.
All you heard was, and you see, bap, it hits the floor. And I said, yo, what the fuck was that? And Patrice said, read it. There's better material in it than what you're saying now. Crowd starts laughing. When I say they used to trash me so bad, man. Give you a legendary Patrice O'Neal story. I caught Patrice jerking off in my house before. I moved to LA. I'm staying in the 2-bedroom apartment. I just got there. Patrice was coming out. I said, yo, you need a place to stay? I said, I got 2 bedrooms. You can come there. This is my ex-wife at the time. I come home. It's like afternoon. I was like, Patrice, I'm like, yo, you home? Patrice. I go in the back, open up the door. I had this big ass computer. Right? All I see is his back hunched over. And it's like baby oil right here. And I come in, I'm like, yo, what you doing? He's like, yo, get out. Are you jerking off in my house, man? He's so sick. He's so fucking sick that he didn't stop. He said, get out. Get out. He was so concerned with finishing that he didn't even break stride. He didn't turn around, acknowledge me, nothing. Get out. You just saw his back hunched. He came out like 7 minutes later. It was like, my bad, I didn't know you was coming home. Didn't even acknowledge. Fucking Patrice, man. I love him to death.
Yeah.
That chick was engaged.
Ooh.
I'll never forget this. She was engaged. And I go, I'm on my way right now. And she goes, do you want to split a gram? I go, yeah, let's split a gram. It was like $30. We went over there. We split the fucking gram. We went back. Her daughter was sleeping. So we had to do the coke in the hallway on the first floor. All right, under the stairway. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and after we did 2 blanks, we were just thinking there, looking at each other. And she's like, don't even ask. I just told the guy that was bothering me all night that I wouldn't give him the sex. I go, listen, it's 10 in the morning. You got to do something here. We got to do something. And I started swapping spit with her. Next thing you know, she's sucking the helmet. And when I went to come, she goes, don't do that. And I came on her jeans. Oh. Like it was all over her jeans. It's 11:30 in the morning. You come on some of these jeans, you're coked up. I felt like a piece of shit. That's not the worst of it. I see her 3 nights later at El Compadre, and she's with her boyfriend. I'm like, oh, no. And her boyfriend comes over to me. He goes, hey, man, we might have a problem here. And I'm like, what? What's going on? He goes, my girl was a little bit angry at you. I don't know what happened, but I think you should apologize. I felt like going, I came on the pants after she sucked my dick. That's what happened. Did she tell you that? Like, that's how crazy the coke world is.
Oh, my God.
Like, she told her boyfriend she was angry at me. It's none of your business why. But so he came over to me and goes, I don't know what's going on. You're a nice guy. I don't know what's going on. I feel like going, you know why? She blew me at 11 in the morning, and I came on the jeans. I shot a load on the jeans. She couldn't fucking, you know what do you spray on your jeans to get shit off? I'm going to shout it out. She couldn't shout out that sperm if she fucking wanted to. That old coke sperm, no vitamins in my system. I weighed 380 pounds. Those jeans were stained for life, dog. I did the dumbest shit on all those drugs. The dumbest shit. And especially the year it took me to get off it. What's going on?
Someone at our door.
Oh, okay. Who the fuck is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning, crack of dawning. What's going on? Is it FedEx?
Probably. Someone dropping something off. Anyway.
What's up, my brother? Talk.
Nothing.
We got to get out of here.
Be true to your nature.
Yeah.
Right? And if you look at all the great or really successful comics in the history of comedy, they were true to who they were. I mean, Cosby, but you know,
Yeah, he tricked everybody.
he pulled one over on us. And
Can you imagine if he was honest? What I like to do
yeah, is drug women.
and fuck them while they're unconscious.
So I never really did that bit on
complain.
stage. Yeah, I never really did that bit on stage very much. Can I do it on your show, dude?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Let me think about it because I
Okay.
how's it go? It goes, Bill Cosby. In Bill's defense, he explained to us years ago how much he hates cursing, and no one curses more than a wide awake woman who's being raped. And so
That's a terrible joke.
It's a joke.
I know, but it made me cry laughing because it's so fucked up. I mean, you look, it's both true and fucked up. Right? It is
Right.
true.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's not endorsing rape.
That's why I never really found a spot in the opening lineup that's an hour and 20 minutes long.
You
So
could have opened with that motherfucker, sir.
I know, I do. You know what? It was always just a mixed review. It made people think. It made,
Yes.
you know, it was like baby duck pussy lip tacos. You know, you either liked it or you didn't like it, but you listened to the next bit.
Dog, I ate an old edible about a month ago. I found it in the back of my drawer. That thing fucked me up for 12 hours. That's like an expired Vicodin. You ever take an expired Vicodin? You won't have pain for a week in your mouth. I don't care how many root canals they give you. Bro, I found an expired Vicodin in my pants. My wife had washed. Did I tell you about that?
No.
I had a Vicodin from the surgery, my nose
washed it?
surgery. I popped that motherfucker.
Even after it was washed.
Oh,
with detergent?
Stronger than ever, dog.
Fucking bleach on it.
I just found it. I found it. I wasn't even on the Vikings. I took one out with me in case I had tooth pain or nose pain, and I never wore those pants again. I go to Portland. I go in the pants, and there they are. She washed it. Right before I went on stage, I popped out that motherfucker. Who gives a fuck? I don't need to know what it is anymore. I've been through everything. One fucking pill ain't gonna do nothing to you.
How strong was it?
Oh my God, I took a half on stage and I blacked out. Like the first 30 minutes, I couldn't wait to get back to the hotel room to eat the other half. So, Doug, they told me, listen, you don't want to pay the $300, you could become a volunteer fireman. And I go, fuck the $300, I'm a fireman. So for 6 weeks, they put me through a training program where you just like put out dumpsters and give mouth to mouth and CPR, and you got to run with little bags. I'm doing all this shit coked up to the gills. I'm selling coke. I'm going back every week and getting a pound of coke and selling it. And to give me my hobby, I'm a volunteer fireman. But have you ever been in Aspen or Snowmass?
Yes, I've been asked.
The only fucking fires are the ones white people don't know how to do a fire in the fireplace.
They have a fire pit.
So they scoop it and they put it in the garbage, then there's a fire. So I would get coked up at night and they'd be outside my house beeping. Bam, bam, with the bells, like, come on out, there's a fire. You gotta come down. Fuck you. I wouldn't come out of the house. I get so paranoid. And they'd ask me the next day, what happened to you last night? Dog, I took a sleeping pill. I couldn't get up. This must have happened because every time I did show up, it was always a dumpster.
Right.
That was on fire. Why am I going to leave the house at 5 for a fucking dumpster? 8 white people with sticks and helmets with radios. You know, get the helicopter. Yeah, you know white people. Yeah, you know white people. Over the fucking dumpster.
We've got a 619 on 3rd Street.
They give a mouth-to-mouth to the parrot and shit. Who gives a fuck about the parrot? Save the fucking dumpster.
Did you do any fires?
I did like 3 fires, but they were just dumpster fires. So after a while, I said, what am I going to... There's 8 of yous. 8 idiots with things, you know, making believe they're busy. Forget it. Leave me at home. Call me for the big ones.
That's so funny.
And there was never a big one, so they fucking fired me.
That's
when they realized I was only in it for the membership pass. They said,
well, Aspen's a weird place.
He's at my feet and repeatedly stated, "Lock me up. I'm fucked up." And this was funny. Was my buddy was a good-looking guy, and the judge was a woman, and when the guy read that, you know, lock me up, I'm fucked up, and he wasn't the brightest guy, and he just kind of he went like, ugh. He like put his head down like that, and he was, you know, little pound puppy fucking looking dude, and she gave him like a lighter sentence, and
because he was good looking.
I think so. Yeah, I mean that all plays in. That's why ugly people are complaining so much. Like they won't take the time to develop a fucking personality, write some jokes, do what the rest of us have to do. Like, I don't get mad at Brad Pitt. You know, how come he fucking, because he's fucking beautiful. I'm a fucking bald, red-headed male. I know where I am in the pecking order. And some of these fucking people who are complaining right now, who are mad that beautiful people get treated differently. I understand racially speaking, but you're not going to do the beautiful thing. And then there's another thing they try to say. Well, society tries to, you know, they're the ones that fucking, like, you know, like I love when like there's a supermodel, like, this is like an impossible standard of beauty to try and live up to. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why she's on the cover of a magazine. She's that level beautiful. And you're going to try and sit there and tell me that that was learned.
Well, here's the thing. That's only over and over and over again. Why so many people think you come back. It's like, you know, the idea that we live and we die. That's what like someone who's an atheist wants you to believe. You know, you're born and you die, and they might be right. I don't know who's right or who's wrong. But it is kind of fucking weird that so many different cultures have this idea that you live again. What if you just keep doing this? Would that freak you out? Like, I'm enjoying life, right? But why is the prospect of doing this over and over again forever? Like, what if you had to live your childhood? Like, your childhood, Joey, was a very tumultuous and crazy fucking childhood. But it made you you. If you knew that you had to start all over again, and you're gonna close your eyes for the last time, and you're gonna wake up in that hospital room in North Bergen, New Jersey, or in Cuba, and you can do the whole thing again.
the same way.
Same way.
Oh, my God.
You got to get it right. You keep doing it with variations, subtle variations.
I come back like as a bird this time. That's what they do. They fuck with you for a couple times. They bring you back as an alligator. You get run over in Florida. Then they bring you back as like a fucking bird, like a parakeet. And the cat gets you. And then you come back as a human.
Yeah.
And then you start all over again. Then there's times in your life where you think, I've been here before. Well, I've seen this before.
Guy on the site, I swear to God, he wore the same fucking jeans every day with like no underwear, right? And fucking go quicker. You know, we were like literally 3 stories up, and he finally shut the fuck up.
He must be a non-union guy.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I remember there was a fucking guy on the site. I swear to God, he wore the same fucking jeans every day with like no underwear, right? And it had a fucking giant fucking hole right here on his thigh. So I'm in fucking working in the house, and I just remember he stepped over something with his left leg, and the whole fucking hole moved, right? Just like flashed his fucking junk. I was just like, and I didn't know how to stand up to people. And plus, I was the new guy on the thing, and I just wanted to be like, buddy, how about you put on some fucking boxers or something so I don't got to look at your fucking junk? First of all, he's walking around with like a goddamn nail gun. Not like boxers could stop that, but any extra layer of clothing that you could have This guy's literally like his fucking shit, you know, like an owl looking out of a tree. And yet it's burned into my head.
His dick.
I could pick his junk out of a lineup.
At all. I mean, not even remotely. But the new one was pretty fucking scary.
Well, Stephen King, dog, is a fucking crazy motherfucker. We both read On Writing.
Yeah, it's a
And
great
we
book.
both. Did you see him on Sons of Anarchy ever?
No.
They contacted him like, we want you to be on Sons of Anarchy. He's like, listen, the only way I'll be on Sons of Anarchy is like if I could ride my motorcycle. They had to go back and forth like, we don't need you. What did I just tell you? If I go on Sons of Anarchy, I got to ride my motorcycle. So he played a creepy guy that makes you disappear after they kill you.
Really?
Like he comes in and measures you. Like you're on the floor dead, and he walk in, measure you, and tell you what he needs. I need a rope. I need some gasoline. I need a car. I also need a selection of 70s classic rock. And then you disappear. When you come back, there's nothing there. And they walk him out. He tells you what you want. How much? 800. You pay him the 800. If you only have 6, he'll look around the room. He'll just take like a statue. And he'll just walk out of your house, ties the statue on the motorcycle. Look at him. He was classic on Sons of Anarchy.
You know, the crazy thing about him was...
Hasn't come true yet. You're just looking at him like you could sign with who was that big modeling
Ford.
agency? Yeah, like that all like Cindy Crawford and
Yeah.
all them were with back in the day.
The Vikings. It's Viking blood. The best looking people. They went over there and raped and pillaged, and all that good DNA is left there. They caught the best women. They kept them alive. Killed everybody else.
Oh, is that what happened?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Vikings.
but like
That's why they're so big, beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, they're super
Perfect
tall. That's one of the
features.
funniest things ever. When you go over to like the what do they call those? The Nordic, and then Scandinavia is within the Nordic countries. I always have to remind myself of that. Like you go over there, it was the funniest fucking shit because they're so goddamn tall. There would be kids almost my height whose voices hadn't changed yet, and they had the mentality of like an 11-year-old, and they'd be like, "Mom, except they were speaking that when they were talking, and their voice hadn't changed yet. And I was just sitting there laughing my ass off, going, "These are like fucking, yeah."
It wasn't about the material. It wasn't about anything but the look in their eyes.
Yeah.
I remember that look in your eye, bro, when you don't have dinner in you.
Yeah.
And your car's got on E, and your job sucks, and here you are swinging. I left there, and I couldn't sleep that night. Because I went back to 94 when I used to go back to my room and cry and write what clubs I wanted to perform. And someday I'll be good enough to be at the punchline. You know, I'm gonna
write that down?
Be there. I'm going to be there. Yeah, I would get that San Francisco newspaper, Just for Laughs. And at the end of Just for Laughs, the last 3 pages, they had a comedy guide from Alaska all the way to Wyoming of all the comedy club listings, whether they were one-nighters or not. And I'd just sit there and circle them with a notebook and do a line of coke and cry. Someday I'll be at the fucking Rusty Crow. You know, but that's when I went to Tony Hinchcliffe's show. And there was, you know what it reminded me of? What was that movie? Trump Ain't No Better. But you also got to remember one thing about this fucking moron, okay? Because I've been thinking about it from an objective point of view. I'm no fucking Phi Beta Kappa. He's not a politician, bro. He was never really a politician. I mean, he should not even be encouraged to do something like this.
Right.
So the shit he's talking about, you know, grabbing people's pussies, the thing that pissed me the most about that shit, you know how many times I've seen a woman with a big fucking 60-pound monkey walking at me when I'm outside? And I said to myself, I would grab that motherfucker right now. Bro, when I was a sophomore in high school, I had this Italian girl in my class that wore clogs. She was a little on the heavy side, but she was beautiful. This girl could stop a fucking clock. She was so beautiful. But her little monkey weighed like 70 pounds, and she was a sophomore. And she sat behind me, and I just went to school just to look at her monkey. I didn't give a fuck about the rest of the day. I hadn't even seen a vagina at this time. But through her fucking pants, you had to see this fucking monster. While she walked past, you would hear it go, like me and my
Like one
buddy,
of those Halloween decorations and senses when you're close to it.
me and my buddy Stinky would collaborate. Did you see it yet? Yeah, I saw. All right, that means what a pussy looked like. Like right through the jeans, it was just a mountain. It was just a fucking mountain.
Wow.
And I remember her walking by me going, what would it take for me to have the balls to just fucking grab it and just hold on to that savage for a minute? Because it was beautiful.
But the difference
I didn't
is,
grab it.
how old were you?
13 going
He
on
was
11.
He was 60.
Oh, okay. I get it. Oh, my God.
You know, Billy Burr was on. I was actually on his podcast the other day, and we were talking about it. And you know, we were saying like we've heard worse. We've heard worse from friends that are trying to make each other laugh. And you're saying shit that's not true. And I said Joey Diaz would say something way worse than that, and we would be crying,
Oh, my
laughing.
God. Oh, my God.
It doesn't mean that you're out actually grabbing girls' pussies, but you would say, I'll fuck, if her feet look like mine, I'll fucking stab her.
Listen,
like you
dog.
would say something like, you know.
You know, the other day I was someone I told Sam, not Sam Tripoli, the other guy, Steve Simone. I go, you see that girl? How old are you now? 48, whatever. I'm 53. You're never going to see that ever again. But you ever see like a nice looking couple now? Like he's 26 and she's 22 and they're both beautiful. She got perky little tits. She's banging. Her legs are suntan. And you're thinking to yourself, this little young savage must be going home tearing that pussy. I mean, you think back to your little 26-year-old in the afternoons where you take him home and rub him down and give him a good stab. And you come like 3 times, the whole fucking thing. That never happens no more. Like at this age, you look at that and go, that'll never happen. You would think of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
The other day, all these guys are like, look at that young girl. Look, and I'm going, look at her. Look at her. That'll never happen again in my world. Ever. I will never see a woman naked like that ever again.
Let me tell you a story.